Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, it's Christmas and the school's challenge has given kids the chance to shoot their first pheasant. We have some of the silliness that goes on behind the scenes as we make Fieldsports Britain. It is the Blooper Reel 2012. First, I hope you have overindulged sitting there on your new DFS sofa and watching this on your new iPad tablet. Well, we're going to self-indulge now with our review of 2012. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the links on the screen to go straight through to the original films. For most UK field sports, January is a time to start winding down, and January 2012 was no exception. The wildfowling, hunting and game bird seasons are in full swing, but their ends are in sight. Not for us! 2012 was a time to wind up, starting with our story about Britain's biggest fox, which appeared in The Sun newspaper on the 2nd of January. It would turn out to be the year of the fox, but more of that later. Our next stop in January was Las Vegas for the biggest sporting gun show in the world, the SHOT Show, where you get to see the latest kit available and I get to fire machine guns in the desert. We saw the American obsession with quite an unusual game species.
They got zombie ammunition, zombie firearms. Throughout the whole show there's countless products about people we're working with that want to co-brand with us because if you have this zombie gun, you need some zombies to shoot.
I also got to try out some US hunting. I enjoyed duck, wild boar and white-tailed deer in the bayous of Louisiana and got terrified by an armadillo. Heart starts racing and thank goodness it's an armadillo. I really thought we'd be in touch with the pig there, but I'm quite relieved when I was. We used our trip to the USA to launch a new YouTube star. Usually more comfortable shooting antelope in Africa, we took Ian Harford of Team Wild skimming over the swamps in search of rats. We got home just in time for the end of the pheasant season. Mark Gilchrist enjoyed a day out with the shooters at the Royal Agricultural College in Cirencester. And then there were more foxes. A viewer sent us this film of an experiment he conducted in his garden. Filmed from his front room, it shows a fox taking not a baby, but a dead piglet dressed in a baby grow, stuck in a pram with the sound of a baby crying, playing on speakers around it. Ooh, it didn't make the aunties happy at all. More on that later, too. Aunties have never liked us. They put themselves through what must be the misery for them of watching our films, and then, once they're properly frothed up, they leave death threats in the YouTube comment section. Oh, it's one of the most public forums in the world. It didn't take long to track one of them down, ring him up and confront him. Does he really want to kill Mark Gilchrist?
His behaviour is primitive, backwards, and it belonged in the Neolithic period.
Aunties have sad lives. We have fun. The legend that is Roy Lupton worked out a new way of improving his wild boar shooting skills in March.
Okay, now we've got it.
We run the Countryside Alliance Film Unit, and we did lots of filming for them this year, whether it was the Countryside Alliance Awards, also known as the Rural Oscars, or Whippets and the Snow in the Yorkshire Dales with David Taylor, or a day out with Nicky Sadler and the Ledbury Hunt in Herefordshire, or welcoming the new Chief Executive, General Sir Barney White Spanner, who has strong views on repealing the fox hunting and coursing ban. March also saw the European version of the SHOT Show, held in Nuremberg and called Iwa. The talk this year was of the German who used a Sauer bolt-action rifle to pull off this incredible shot. By April, the fly fishers are getting itchy fingers. We made a piece about reservoir fishing into water that, because of the lack of rain, was only half full. The only fisherman catching that day was a professional. Lack of rain! Ha! Why do you think we're filming this indoors? Well, our next stop was truly dry. Zeiss Sports Optics held a week-long hunt to try out its new Conquest HD and Victory HT range of scopes and binoculars at the Blaza Safari Lodge in Namibia. Also on hand were experts from Norma Ammunition. We learned about oryx, red hartebeest, blue wildebeest, more oryx, how to use a dead giraffe as a bait for jackals, some oryx, and we were just hanging out at the luxury lodge doing luxury stuff when I got a lesson in how to release a leopard that I didn't mean to trap. Back in the UK, and we hooked up with some of the biggest stars of YouTube to try out various shooting sports. Our glamorous stars Roy Lupton, Mark Gilchrist and the incredible Andy Crow were all on hand to help out. But shooting is not always popular, though we still find that hard to believe. I appeared on a TV programme called Foxes Live, where I had a tough argument with fox lover, rock guitarist and national treasure Brian May.
More about Bry, as I call him, later. Another star we've been doing a lot of work with this year is George Digweed.
The 20 times world champ shoots clays, of that there is no doubt, and also runs pheasant shoots, designs clay grounds and clay competitions, shoots foxes, and, to relax, he goes out after pigeons.
Whoa.
We helped the shooting show get off the ground on YouTube in the summer, and George kindly agreed to let us film him for one of their programmes. Now, you might have missed it, but Team GB found a new star in young shooter Peter Wilson, who won gold for Double Trap at London 2012. We made a series of films for the Clay Pigeon Shooting Association with him and with fourth in the world women's Olympic trap shooter Abby Burton. It's amazing that the weather held off for the Olympics. By the middle of the summer, reservoirs were filling up nicely. We were at lots of events this year, from Irish game fairs to all the schools' challenge events, including the Universities Challenge, to the sad cancellation of the CLA Game Fair. This is the time of year to experience the extraordinary sight of roebucks rutting, and Roy delivered us to exactly the right place for that.
It's now August and game shooting in Britain starts again with the official opening of the grouse season on the glorious 12th.
We try both kinds of this fabulous sport, walked up with Lee Maycock in order to show off the work of the Moorland Association and the Game to Eat campaign, and driven with Simon Ward, one of the country's best grouse shots, and Mark Osborne of grand old gun maker William Powell.
So that where you shot is not where the grouse are. Really amazing, amazing.
Grouse shooting can be a rich man's sport. Pigeon shooting is the poor man's grouse, and we were able to experiment this year with some new filming techniques that allow shooters to see exactly what shot does and where it goes. We did this with part man, part pigeon, Andy Crow. We took similar techniques out with Roy Lupton on an airgun safari, which allowed us to answer the question, can rabbits hear the pellet before it hits them? This super ninja bunny could have had a part in The Matrix. I enjoyed one of my favourite summer sports, prawning in North Cornwall, and sporting shooter editor Dom Holton went to Denmark with Carl Zeiss. Meanwhile, Roy gets to go shooting in a shopping centre, targeting pesky feral pigeons with an airgun.
As summer turns to autumn, the wildfowling, partridge and then pheasant shooting seasons begin.
One of our longest standing supporters is Browning, which has a super new shotgun this year in the 725, which we launched for them in the UK, before it was even launched in the US. We now go over to Paris with the guys from Browning for a partridge shoot to see it in action. We are also in Hungary with Euro hunting star Max Hunt, who talks us through bow hunting, putting us right in the middle of the fallow rut. Back in the UK, Dom Holton gets a good gig, and we go along for the ride. We become one of only a few British-based TV shows to try out the new Ferrari FF shooting brake. So to celebrate, we set about the Ferrari McNab. 3 days, 700 miles, a stag in Cornwall, a grouse in Yorkshire, and a salmon in the north of Scotland. The badger cull debate is underway in the UK. The idea is to shoot 75% of badgers in a couple of areas and see if that has an effect on bovine tuberculosis, which badgers carry. Brian May wades in and so incenses country folk that one of them starts shooting badgers anyway and sends us the footage. We have a lot of fun with Brian this year. And finally, a deerstalker rings us up and tells us that Brian allowed deerstalking in woodlands he owns in Dorset. Such shocking double standards. What can we do but telephone the Sunday Times? Brian is very cross. At the end of the year, we stay busy. Roy conducts a super airgun pellet test to see if the pointy ones, the flat ones or the domed ones are best for killing rabbits. Vinnie Jones sends us pictures of his Russian Maknabsky, a fox, a raccoon dog and a salmon, all in one day. And Mark Gilchrist gets his kit off in our super test of different camouflage patterns.
We could not have made this without them, so thank you so much to all our stars. Nor could we have made this without our sponsors.
Contrary to what some people believe, David and I are not eccentric millionaires devoted to bringing you your weekly entertainment. And it's thanks to you, the viewer, too. We are now the biggest hunting, shooting and fishing channel in Europe and one of the biggest in the world. Thank you for watching. Now, if you love reviews of years, you might like to click on the link on the screen and go back and watch the 2011 review. I look about 5 years younger. I would tell you what we've got planned for 2013, but I've got no idea. Now, let's go straight to our 2012 blooper reel. Thank you, David. Do you want a bit more animation?
Tit. There we go, David. Another beer you owe us.
To follow the shot through.
Don't cut that bit. Cut that bit. Don't. And finally. Cut. Yes.
Yes.
What was that with the net?
No, he was called Alistair.
Now it's cut. Cut. That's it. Cut. Shit, shouldn't have said that.
Unless it's a 745.
725.
Whatever. I did my best.
Hey, Gilchrist, you got fleas, mate.
I'm pretty fearful that I may vomit before the end of the day. Can you get off the bucket, David?
I should be at home with a cup of tea.
Oh yeah! I lost an argument with the cow. Ian, taking no bull there.
Got to do my bungs up so we can go across, get back across the river.
Why do we want? There's a bridge, Roy. That's one for the Christmas blooper reel. I know a girl like this. Go on, go on, go on.
And
Enough. Come on. Doesn't work.
We start with da-da-da.
Now you can hear the bangs.
Anybody that says trout fishing's idyllic needs their brains tested.
Oh, it's not a competition!
First, it's the next one. No.
I'm going to be 5 minutes. Someone said I look like brains on holiday.
to you.
Yeah.
How do I go?
No, like aggression.
I'm not an aggressive person, am I?
You are.
Thank God for that. Did I look at you again?
Thank you, Ricky. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain, coming to you this week from Namibia. Coming up. That's my line. We've got...
It's our 3rd birthday.
There it is coming!
There.
Trousgoid Estates Limited.
Hi, get on! Hi!
Coming up.
For those of you wondering why we're whispering, it's because we're fucking hunting.
Mind your arm. Yes! Look at him! Because I fancy you.
Where'd you get your belly from, Dom? I want one like that, I just can't afford it.
Doesn't look like you're very far behind, much.
I've done a lot of Angry Birds.
You see?
Is awesome. That's horrible. The price for perfection. The price for perfection, on the other hand, the price for fucking hell. The price for the price for I can't say. Have we got an alternative? The cost of perfection. The price for perfection. Go and see a man about a rod.
Where are we?
We've gone way past the door.
When did he stop?
I didn't know if you wanted to finish the take.
No, No, I had no trimming. I have not been to the salon.
Can you put more of it up your arse so you've got more in the front?
Okay, I had it on wrong. That's all right.
What, relatively all right?
Yeah, that's all right. Really? How all right? Out of 10?
Justin doesn't know the chaps that shoot it, so there we go. Justin doesn't know the people that shoot it. Justin doesn't know the people that shoot it. But,
Does Justin know the people that shoot it?
no, he doesn't.
Right.
Deep breath.
It's not me!
Andy, get out of the car.
Okay. And eventually we came on this fox. Oh, I can't. Okay.
Shot it, really.
I know.
From grown-ups making mistakes to kids getting it right, it is the end of the Schools Challenge series of events this year, the 2012 Game Day. Fed up with the kids hogging the sofa and emptying the fridge? Here's a great way to get them out in the fresh air doing something worthwhile. Send them game shooting. These under-21s have come to the Oxford Gun Company for the Schools Challenge 2-day introduction to driven game. There are 15 youngsters in all. Some of them are already old hands at game shooting, but for others there's a lot to learn.
I have shot with air rifles and stuff, just at sort of targets. I've been rabbit hunting a couple of times, but haven't really been able to shoot anything because I haven't been able to with the gun when there have been any rabbits around. But that's basically all I've done. I shot a squirrel once with a shotgun, and that's about it. And I'm basically learning to shoot the first time, properly with a shotgun on this course.
Now, you've been banned from using mobile phones. Is that for you?
Yeah, I was just wondering why you can't use them, but to make it clear, it's a bit of a danger hazard, I guess. So, no, it's fine. Just turn it off.
Tatty is getting the hang of the shooting, and she's worked out there's more than one way to smash a clay pigeon. Let's hope the instructors explain that's not how we do it with pheasants. The standard of shooting is coming on in leaps and bounds, and of course our aspiring guns can't resist a bit of competition.
No, we're all good really. You can't really call
it's not really competition, but we've all got like competition mind on in the back of our heads. But like
at the end of the day, we're just doing it for a bit of a laugh, and it's really good fun.
Obviously we're the only two girls, so it's kind of like girls versus boys, which is quite fun to see.
Who's winning at the moment?
I think it's the girls.
Yeah, I think we're winning.
As well as marksmanship, the youngsters learn about safety, etiquette and how a game shoot works. There's even a demonstration of dog training so they can appreciate the important work of the pickers up. By the end of day one, everyone has had loads of fun and smashed plenty of clays. But do they feel confident enough to tackle the real thing tomorrow?
Oh, they're all good shots.
Yeah.
They'll have a good day.
Because we had Robert teaching us.
It's day 2, before dawn, and our eager pheasant shooters are on parade, kitted out in full waterproofs. The forecast isn't good. It's supposed to rain for most of the day. We gather in front of the big house for a briefing and photo opportunity. Then we load up and set off, courtesy of sponsors Lyle Vale Express cartridges and Stratstone Cheltenham Land Rover. For the first drive, the guns are in a ploughed field in front of a cover strip. Each of the young shots is accompanied by an instructor to give them advice and make sure the safety rules are followed. Looking after Laura is David Florent from the Oxford Gun Company, who's in charge of organising the day.
It's going to be good. It's my first shoot, so hopefully it'll go well. There's 3 of us that haven't shot before, so it's going to be really good. We're experienced to do all 3 things. So yeah, excited.
Now, Laura is excited about the possibility of shooting her first ever pheasant, but nervous about actually handling a dead one.
She's going to carry it in a minute.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You shot it, you're carrying it.
No, can I just go get my gloves? I have to wear my gloves. God.
With the 15 youngsters split into 3 teams, they take it in turns to shoot, beat and pick up. Eventually, it's Tatty's turn to shoot, and she really wants to get her first pheasant before her brothers.
Missed them.
They weren't easy, those two, were they?
No, they're really fast.
By now, everyone's worked up an appetite, and the youngsters pounce on the soup and hot sausages. As for the fudge fingers, we still don't know where the box ended up. Anyway, back to work, and the rain has arrived, which is going to put those waterproofs to the test. Still, we're too busy trying to keep in line to notice. A couple of drives later, Tatty gets her second chance. Will she manage to bag her first bird?
Concentrate. Remember, you've got a live gun in your hand.
Yeah.
No.
No,
No,
that
go
one.
the wrong way.
Hands are freezing. Ah, I got 2. So I was.
Just concentrate.
Can I get that?
Yes. Go on, in front. He's got it. Break the gun. Break the gun. Shut the gun. Remember, shut it. Don't shoot that one. That's his. You should shoot that knife.
That guy took my bird.
Well, she's achieved her ambition and learnt something about the neighbouring gun poaching your birds too. Meanwhile, Laura's shooting is going from strength to strength. She's had another pheasant and even shared a woodcock with her brother, but she's still struggling with actually picking up a dead bird. Still, at least everyone is being sensitive and understanding about it.
Oh no, I can't do it. Oh.
Don't shoot me, hold him.
Slip it through your arm, holding. Yeah, you can rock it.
No, I'm not putting them out. Okay.
Actually, that's fine. Hold it like a baby.
Yeah, just hold it.
Sorry, don't be
Then you make it
just
talk.
hold it. Sure. Just hold it. That's it. Alright, it's just feathers.
Okay, can you hold it with me?
I'm holding it. Okay?
Right, time for lunch. Form an orderly queue. With storm clouds gathering, darkness is coming early, so there's no time to lose. We've one last drive to fit in. The keeper is showing huge confidence in our young guns by driving the birds right over the roof of his house. Let's hope they were paying attention in the safety briefing. No need to worry, these youngsters are shooting like pros. By the time the drive is over, the bag for the day is 51 plus the woodcock, and it looks like Laura has conquered her fear. We're finished just in time to hop into the vehicles before the rain really starts. Then it's back to the Oxford Gun Company for a debrief before the parents arrive and the youngsters head home bubbling with memories. So has their experience converted them into dedicated game shooters of tomorrow?
You're a hero. Oh, thanks, Betty.
Well, we are running a year's worth of programming for the Schools Challenge in 2013 on their own dedicated YouTube page. Keep watching for more details. Now, to the wider world of hunting, and this time the third world. It's a tribal version of Hunting YouTube.
This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting, shooting and fishing videos that YouTube has to offer at this festive time from all over the third world. In Western Mongolia, an ancient tradition of hunting with golden eagles is still alive, and it makes for popular films on YouTube. In this film, the Mongols are launching eagles at wolves. Heading to North America, I spent a happy summer in northern Labrador, based out of the mainly Inuit town of Nain. The Inuits are avid hunters. Here is a film showing a whale hunt with native Inupiaq hunters on the other side of the continent in northern Alaska. Like the Mongols and their eagles, the Inupiaq people have been hunting whales for thousands of years. Earlier this year, I learned to hunt dangerous African animals by throwing sticks at them. Next up, we're hunting with the Hadzabe tribe of Tanzania. Don't expect lions. They kill 3 birds and a squirrel, cook and eat them, and then show how to use their bows and arrows. On the fishing front, as a serial prawner, I am struck by this simple shrimp fishing film from Thailand. Google translation into English from Thai is naturally fall under the coconut shrimp. Love it. Let's go spearfishing in the Amazon. This guy is incredible. We're in the Pacaya Samiria National Reserve in northern Peru. A local guide and fisherman spots a fish and kebabs it. What a shot. Staying in South America, a couple of National Geographic filmmakers made this short film for their YouTube channel with the Kapor people of Brazil. It's subsistence stuff. They're after tortoises. Think Australia and you think roos. Here, the Aboriginal people in the Pilbara, Western Australia, are after kangaroos to feed kids at a local school. You can pick up kangaroo cooking tips from this film too. Finally, just to show that with most third world hunting, a big caliber is better than a blowpipe or boomerang, here is Giant Crocodile Hunting River Nile, Africa by Ez El Rifai. Well, I hope that wasn't too tokenistic a romp. You can click on any of these films to watch them. If you have a YouTube film about any kind of hunting or fishing you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv.
Well, we are back next week on the 2nd of January with a whole host of new programming for 2013. As I say, I've no idea what it is yet. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button that's somewhere around the screen, or go to our webpage, fieldsportschannel.tv, click to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or scroll down to the bottom on the right you'll see our constant contact box where you can pop your email address and we will contact you every week with news of our programme that's at Wednesday evening from 7 o'clock. This has been Fieldsports Britain for 2012. It's a very happy new year.